scared to get a pencil. Isaac Bud? Is it in there? There you go. Is that your one you use for writing since you don't do other way? Thank you. Thank you guys for making a quick choice on your pencil so we can get started on our... Yes, if you do not have a pencil, thank you. Gannon, where is your blue spiral? Underneath you. And where is your pencil? Underneath your leg. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and just do another check that your spiral is under you, your pencil is under your leg. Okay, writers. It is that time of day. Get out your notepad, your pen. We have our mentor sentence already on the board for you. First, I just want you to go ahead and write down all those wonderful things you recognize from this author. Going through all those things that you recognize that this author did very well. We're going to write them first, Isaac. We'll share them in just a minute. Give you enough time. I think I'm writing some of the same things that some of you are. Show me your signal. Show me your signals if you have found something you would like to share that you wrote down on your pad. Ella, go ahead and share something that you were just writing.
There's a capital letter at the beginning of
There's a capital at the beginning of a sentence. Can you describe the purpose of that capital letter at the beginning of our sentence, please? What's the purpose of that capital letter?
What?
What is the purpose of that capital letter?
It's the beginning of the sentence.
Great. It tells us
When the thoughts
that there is the beginning
like the
of a new
yeah
sentence. Thank you, Ella.
Oh, and I have one more thing.
One more thing?
Oh, I forgot it.
That's okay. The great thing is you can show me that signal again, and I will be happy to hear from you. Ian, tell me something else that you wrote down.
Water is a noun.
Okay, he says that bowl is a noun. And Ian, you also said...
Water.
Okay, let's talk about both of those for just a minute now that you opened that up for us. So Ian, you have told us water and bowl are both nouns. Can you give us a little more explanation?
Bowl is a thing and water is
Okay, so you're telling us you know it's a noun because a bowl is a thing.
yeah.
And you're telling us you also know that water is a noun because it is a thing. And I know, writers, we have worked a lot on nouns specifically.
Yes.
So if you think you can also add even more elaboration to these nouns, Jace, can you tell us something more about these nouns?
Water, it has a adjective before water. Water.
You did say it has an adjective, so hot, that means the word before it. Hot is an adjective, and I'm going to put a big star right here because I want to come back to that, Jace. I want to first wrap up what we were saying about the nouns, and then we're going to come right back to Jace with our adjective here. So Anna, can you help finish us up with more you could tell me about this noun water and this noun bowl?
Bowl is a singular noun.
Okay, you say singular. What does that mean, singular?
It means it's just one.
Okay. Singular, so that means just one. So let's read this, Nicole. If it were not singular, do you know what the opposite of singular would be? Okay, Okay, so plural must mean
There's more than one.
there would be more than one. How would I make bowl be represented as plural? Okay, so if we added an S at the end, let's try and reread that and see if we made that revision, would our sentence still make sense? So let's read the whole sentence together because we really even haven't read it yet. You guys have just been going right at it. This is awesome. Okay, let's read it together. Next, he ladled out, or excuse me, I goofed up. Let's start over again. Next, he ladled hot water into the bowls. Jared, what do you think? You have a funny look on your face. Was the author making more sense singular bowls or plural bowls? Can you tell me a little bit about why you think singular sounds better when we read it? Okay. What sounded funny to you when you read it? The S at the end sounded funny. Gannon, how do you know we're only talking about one bowl?
Because there's no S.
Oh, there was no S given to us. There was no text clue that there's multiple bowls.
It's funny because it's kind of, it means like one. It would not be funny if you just said into bowl.
So you think maybe sometimes the word the can help us with as a clue? Can we say the bowls sometimes? The
Yeah,
bowls over there?
Yeah, but it just kind of sounds funny. And if you take the out, then it wouldn't sound that much funny anymore. It sounds like bowl.
Next, he ladled hot water into bowls. I hear what you're saying there. Okay, he says remove that, and then maybe the plural would make more sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so we now know that this noun is a thing. It is singular. Nicole, is there anything else you can add?
Next is a transition.
Talk to me about a transition word, Nicole.
It's like whenever you're doing how-to or something.
Okay, we can make that connection to when we wrote how-tos. So, Bennett, can you talk to me about the purpose of a transition word? What's the job of this word for the reader?
That it it was like first you get that, then next you get this, then you get that, then you get that, then finally you get that.
Ah, lovely. It sounds like he's almost making a list of something. The first step, Fies, is to do this. The next step is to do this. And then you're kind of following some steps.
Can I do my real one?
You may add your real one now too, please.
That
Thank you for your patience.
if you if you had hot water into a bowl, you don't really know if it's if it's hot because it could be very hot and you could be scared because it's so hot.
Okay, so tell me again what you're going to tell us about this sentence. I know you're talking about that word hot. Can you be
that hot means it will make it too much important because you could be so hot that you're sweaty and you're scared if you just burn.
So it sounds like you're getting some feeling coming off of this word hot. So it sounds to me like Bennett is saying when he read this word hot, he said first that maybe when you read that it could be scary. Maybe it might mean that you could be sweating because it's hot water. Okay. So what would happen, writers, if we read this sentence and did not have the word hot? Because Jace noticed this was an adjective, which we're about to dive into. So let's read this without that word hot. Next, he ladled water into the bowl. Emma, what is your mental image when you read this sentence without the word hot?
It's cold. Is cold water not hot?
Yeah, maybe you think it's cold water. In my mental,
Maybe you think it's warm.
maybe it might be warm, but here's what I'm seeing.
In my image, I don't see the steam coming up from the bowl.
Okay, so you're not getting that awesome mental image. So do you think that the author enhanced his sentence by adding this adjective? Nod your head if you think he enhanced this sentence by adding that adjective. Awesome. Reed, is there another adjective we could have used instead of hot?
Cold.
Okay, cold. Is cold going to mean the same as hot? So is it going to be a synonym for hot? Okay, what would be another word we could use instead of hot? You're right, cold is definitely another adjective, but if we're trying to help this author out, okay, is cool going to be close to the same meaning as hot? Okay, so I really want to think, if we're going to make a revision to this sentence, Fies, I know the author said hot, but I'm thinking of another synonym he could have used instead. And I think you have one too you're thinking of. Can you help us out? What would be another good adjective we could use here?
Steaming.
Ooh, steaming. Steaming water. I know when I used to watch my mom cook on the stove and that steam would come up, I knew, do not go near the stove, Emma. I could get really hurt because that water boiling is hot. Sydney, what else?
Warm.
Warm. Now, when something is warm, it still has that sense that it is still on the hot side. Okay? So, Ian, I see you showing signal. Burning. Now, let's take a look at these 3 words we just came up with for our adjectives. Let's remember what we're reading. We're reading our Flat Stanley, the Japanese Ninja Surprise, and Oda Nobu is showing Flat Stanley the tea ceremony. Nod your head if you remember this. I think we read it.
Yesterday?
So, maybe it was yesterday. So, when he's doing this, I remember him saying how he was being very careful to not let it spill because of how hot it was. So let's take a look. We have burning as an option, steaming as an option, or warm as an option. Elena, if we had to make a revision in this sentence, which one of these adjectives do you think best fits if we were to rewrite that sentence in our book?
I think steaming.
Okay, can you
It adds more details that you can, if it didn't say hot and you see it in real life, you can know it's hot, but it's just so don't tell.
It's a show, don't tell. Let's give a snap for that. Okay, we're using that scheme of show, don't tell. If we use the word steaming hot, or just steaming water, we really get a better mental image of what is happening inside that bowl.
You see the steam and you know it's hot.
Very nice. So, Catherine,
Because you would have to
I'm going to ask you to help. I know you have some things you want to add. I want you to help wrap this up for me. If I'm looking at an adjective, can you tell me what an adjective does in a sentence?
It describes, it like puts more detail into another word.
Does it describe...
a noun.
Ah, thank you. So it describes nouns, and I love that she says it provides detail. So writers,
I have 2 more.
I know you. Give me just 1 second. I know you have some writing you have done this year. It's sitting right below you. So I want you to take out your writing spiral.
It's not over yet.
Open up to one previous writing. Does not have to be recent. If you show me some patience, and I'll be right with you. Can you follow our directions? Pull out one choice from a previous writing you've done. Once you get it, hold that one in your lap. Show me your thumbs up. You found one. I see Reed has found one. You ready to show me your thumbs up? Fies has found one. Fies, can you show me your thumbs up? You got a good one. I'm going to get it from here.
What's the bad
Okay, giving you just about another 7 seconds. Find one previous writing. Thank you. Ian, choose one. Gannon, I would go the other way, buddy. Wow. All right, Bennett, got one? Writers, I want you to look at that previous writing sample. With your pencil, I'm going to let you find find two spots where you can enhance your sentence, or maybe it needs to be in two sentences, with an adjective. You're going to take this opportunity to find two places that you can enhance your writing by adding an adjective.